So I'm going to be ranking all 10 of the F1 2024 car liveries. Yes, we are on tier list maker once again, and this time it's a good one. We've got all 10 of the brand new 2024 F1 liveries. They have been out for a little while now, but I thought we'd do a little bit of a ranking system for each team and just show you my thoughts, or tell you my thoughts as well, on each of these liveries and what I think about the cars in general this year. We've got 4 tiers: biblical, great, mid, and oh brother, what is that? Trust me, there's a few going in there. Don't you worry your little socks about that. But first, we have got Toro Rosso. Oh no, sorry. No, we have got VCarb, Visa, Cash App. I can't even remember. It's, yeah, you know who it is. It's AlphaTauri from last year, VCarb. Yeah, they've got a crazy name this year, but it basically looks like the old Toro Rosso. And to be honest, biblical for me. I'm a big fan of it. If I was to score them out of 10, I'll give them a ranking out of 10 while I'm at it. I'd probably give it a 9. I really, really would. I think they've matched it up quite nicely. Put in the hard tyre as well on it. I think it goes with the white and red on the car. I think it's a very nice looking car, and it's not got a lot of carbon, as another couple of cars have a lot of it. So we're rating it because it's metallic, it's nice, it's shiny, and it's colourful, and it's not black and miserable. And yeah, you know what I mean. We're not a carbon fan round here. Next, we've got Williams. I know I was just dissing carbon and stuff. This is not the worst one. It has got a bit of carbon. It's got the blue, though. It kind of matches in quite nicely, and it's still got the Duracell battery on top, which I'm a fan of. For me, it's not, oh brother, what is that? It's not great, but it's mid. For me, it's mid. It's decent. Mid and decent for me. I don't know. Mid sounds a bit harsh, but it's decent, and it's not quite great. But I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. This is like 5, 6. This is like 7, 8, and this is like 9 and 10 if we were going off numerical voting. But then we've got a new team, F1 Stake Team Kick Sauber. Again, I'm not quite sure what the name is, but it's Stake F1 Team. And yeah, obviously formerly Alfa Romeo or Sauber. We've now got Stake. We have got a green Stake, obviously the betting company and the Kick who are the streaming. But yeah, it's decent. It's decent. Again, this will be mid for me. When I first saw it, I was like, oh yes, that is very, very nice. And then the more you look at it, you think, actually, there's a lot of carbon on it. The green is nice, but it's different, but it's not great. It's mid. It's like a 5, 6. It's definitely not in here, as some others might be. But yeah, it's a decent livery. The green is nice, but the actual pattern of the design is quite merry. So that's why it goes into mid. And then we've got that. The Alpine one, I'm really disappointed by. It's got worse and worse in the last 2 or 3 years. The more and more carbon is on it, and it's really ruining the Alpine. I used to love it when it was basically all bluey and the pinky, shiny. It looked beautiful. It looked stunning like a couple of years ago, and now it's looking basic, carbony, and it's really ruined, especially on the nose of the car. I'm just not a fan of it at all, really. So it goes in that, and it's a shame because I used to really be a fan of the Alpine colour scheme. And then we've got Aston Martin. Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, you're going to be driving a beautiful looking car. Again, they've raised the carbon up a bit, but I think it passes for being a great looking car because you can't go wrong with the green of Aston Martin. It really is a beautiful looking colour. And similar to last year, it has changed a little bit. The tone of the green has changed slightly. And I think, I don't know if it's quite as metallic as the last one, but it's a very beautiful looking car. You can't complain with an Aston Martin. They're lovely and beautiful, as well as a Ferrari. However, for me, Ferrari goes into biblical because, again, similar to VCarb, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I'm really big fan of the Ferrari this year. The red, obviously, you can't go wrong with a red car. Ferraris are just like a minimum 7 at least. But this one's really nice. I've seen a few people not really be a fan of the stripes. I'm a big fan of the stripes. I think it just screams to me racing. This is a racing car. We're here to race. Ferrari, red, boom, boom, boom. And I think the sponsors, there's a lot of them. but I think they are on the car in a nice way. Doesn't quite make sense, but it just looks a very nice car. I'm not a Ferrari fan yet. I mean, maybe next year when Lewis Hamilton goes. But no, if in all seriousness, it's a very lovely looking car. It's probably my favourite livery out of all of them, if I'm being honest. And yeah, Ferrari, beautiful looking car. Hopefully, I get a good look at it in those 10-second pit stops that will be probably in the first race. So I get a good glance of it there in action when it's just stood still and Charles Leclerc's crying down down the microphone. Not that it's a microphone, the team's comms, whatever it's called, you know what I mean? Next, we've got Mercedes again. On the actual showing of the car, the team reveal, it didn't look very carbony, but I have a feeling by the time this rolls out on track testing, which is actually tomorrow morning it starts, 7 o'clock that is, I feel like it will look a little bit more carbony. I think it will be quite heavy carbon, especially on the black bits, of course. Well, it's not going to be carbon on the blue bits, is it? So, yeah, and unless they get some coloured carbon, but that's probably quite expensive. However, I'm going to base it off what it looks like and the fact that I don't really look like I can see a lot of carbon. I am going to go with great. Again, I think this is a 7, 8 sort of category. I think it's a really, really nice, obviously, the Mercedes little badges on the back. We've got the red on the top of it, on both of the front wings, on the inside of it, obviously on the back as well. I'm loving the silver with the black and the blue. I think they've kind of combined it all as one, and it looks really, really nice. Got the silver arrow vibes in there, but the black beauty, as I would say, and then obviously with the red as well. I think it just combines really, really well. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if we come round to testing and in the sunlight it just doesn't look as nice because all of that black is actually carbon. But we'll just see, I suppose. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Then we've got Red Bull. Again, great. I don't mean it's biblical. It's basically the same livery as last year, but it's become an iconic. The Red Bull is just the dominance. That livery just screams dominance to me because we've seen it now for the last couple of years. Not much. There's probably done a little bit of tweaking, but to the naked eye, it doesn't really look much different. However, the car looks a lot different. The actual car in general, obviously, they're going for the no side pods. Going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see how that works out in testing and see if they'll revert back to type or if they've smashed what Mercedes tried to do and made them look like absolute prats. But we'll see in the upcoming season testing and obviously the first qualifying really of the season in Bahrain. That'll be very interesting. But yeah, a very stable looking car. It's iconic. It just screams Red Bull and dominance and Max Verstappen. And yeah, you can't go wrong with a Red Bull really at this stage. Haas, no, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. I mean, the colour scheme, black, white, and red is a good colour scheme to work off. But the way they've done it is basically all black with tinges of red on the back and the front, and then a tinge of white over the top. It's very carbonated. Not a big fan, but I'm not surprised because they're probably struggling with money because they're one of the lower teams down in there, so they're probably just trying to save expenses. However, yeah, similar to Alpine, just not a fan. I mean, I'm disappointed with Alpine, but I'm not surprised with Haas. It's one of those things. It's an oh brother, what is that? And then we've got the final one, McLaren, and I feel like they've been done dirty by this picture because the side profile, you see a lot of black, the carbon is there, but from the front, it literally looks all orange because the way they placed it, it literally is all orange from the front view. And I actually am a really big fan of the McLaren this year. And I'm just debating whether to go with biblical or great. I think I'm going to go great. I think it'd be like an 8. I feel I was going to score it out of 10. I'm a big fan of it. I like how they got rid of the blue. I think the chrome now, it works because obviously you've got the chrome badge at the top of the car with the chrome wheels. But then you've not got that additional blue colour. You've not got loads of different colours now. You've got the orange and the black. Then you've got the chrome sponsor on the car, chrome on the wheels. I think it works very, very nicely. And yeah, I'd give it like a solid 8. I think you've got the V-Carb and the Ferrari would be about a 9 for me. Both really lovely cars. Aston Martin, Mercedes, McLaren are probably about an 8. I'd go Red Bull about a 7. Williams, I'd go 6. Stake, I'd go about 5. Then we've got Alpine and Haas. I'd probably go Alpine about a 2 because I'm just really disappointed from the drop-off, and then Haas about a 3. You get some bonus points. To be honest, I should probably be taking points off you because you got rid of Gunter Steiner, and I'm not a very happy bunny about that. But that is our F1 2024 livery ratings / rankings, whatever you want to call it. But that is going to be it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video on the brand new Josh Sutton podcast. Obviously, no longer Talk Study, it is Josh Sutton podcast. Similar to other changes we've done on the other channels. Go and check them out in the link in the description. But that is going to be it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.